So let's try to understand China. It's this place of just incredible scale and complexity. But we're not going to just throw maps and numbers at you. No, we're going to dig deeper to find the one central idea, this philosophy of balance that really holds this whole world together. Wow, that really hits it, doesn't it? A world within itself. That's the perfect way to put it. We're not just talking about a country on a map, we're talking about an entire civilization, a world with its own rules, its own rhythms, and its own epic stories. So here's how we're going to tackle this. We've broken our journey down into 4 parts. First, we'll get into the philosophical soul of the place. Then we'll look at some of nature's most incredible works of art. After that, we'll walk through its massive history, and finally, we'll wrap up by looking at its, well, supercharged vision for the future. All right, let's dive right in. First stop, the soul of what's known as the Middle Kingdom. And look, if you want to understand China, you have to start here with this core idea that shapes literally everything, this constant, deep-rooted search for balance. And yin and yang, that's basically the operating system for that philosophy. It's not just some abstract concept you see on a poster. No, it's a super practical guide for everyday life. I mean, think about it. It influences everything from traditional medicine, which is all about balancing the body's energy, to architecture, which tries to create harmony with nature, and even the social ideal of the group being more important than the individual. It's this beautiful, constant dance between light and shadow, strength and softness. Okay, so take that idea of balance and now apply it on a scale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. We're talking about sustaining 1.4 times billion people. That's billion with a B. And they're spread across this huge land of incredible contrasts, from burning hot deserts to frozen tundras. And get this, they do it all while officially running on a single time zone. It is, without a doubt, a staggering national balancing act. You know, that idea of balance isn't just something in people's minds. It's literally carved into the land itself. So let's shift gears now from the philosophical to the physical. We're about to explore some landscapes that are so beautiful, so artistic, they honestly look like they can't be real. And here we go. This is a perfect example. I have to say this right up front. These are not photoshopped. These pictures are real. The Rainbow Mountains, it's a real place where it looks like the Earth just decided to show off its secret box of crayons. Just look at those layers of color stretching out forever. So you're probably asking, how on earth is that even possible? Well, it's basically a masterpiece painted by time. We are talking about 24 million years of different minerals and sediments just getting stacked on top of each other layer by layer like a cake. Then you have the slow, patient work of wind and rain carving everything into these incredible flowing shapes. It's literally geology as pure art. Okay, so from a painted desert, we're now going to a landscape that seems to completely defy gravity. I love this description, floating islands. It just perfectly captures the feeling of the Tianzi Mountains. They look like they're just rising out of the mist, like something straight out of a dream. And hey, if you're thinking, wait a minute, I've seen those before, you're not wrong. These incredible sandstone pillars were the actual real-world inspiration for the floating Hallelujah Mountains in the movie Avatar. But you know what? The real thing, I think it's even more powerful, even more awe-inspiring. All right, so we've seen what nature can do. Now let's pivot. Let's look at how humanity has left its own incredible mark on this land, literally carving history into stone and water. When we talk about the Great Wall, the first thing to grasp isn't just how old it is, but its mind-boggling scale. We're talking over 21,000 kilometers long. To put that in perspective, that's like flying from New York to Sydney and then turning around and flying almost halfway back. It's not really a wall, is it? It's more like a giant stone dragon just snaking its way across mountains and deserts. And here's the thing, it wasn't built in a weekend, not even in a single century. As you can see here, this was a project that spanned dynasties for centuries. It started with some early, scattered walls way back, over 2,500 years ago, and it continued all the way up to the massive stone fortifications we see today from the Ming Dynasty. Every single one of those stones has a story of ambition, of sweat, and of sheer human endurance. But you know, history isn't always about massive, epic scale. Sometimes you find it in these quiet little places that feel like they're completely frozen in time. Take the ancient town of Fenghuang. Life here just seems to move at the same gentle pace as the river it's built on. Those iconic wooden houses on stilts. The whole scene just feels like a living, breathing ink wash painting. Okay, so if Fenhuang is the quiet, serene, preserved yin of China's past, our next stop is its polar opposite, the explosive, forward-looking yang. We are about to do a complete 180, leaping from the ancient and serene to the supercharged, to really feel the pulse of China's future. And there is no better example of this than the city of Shenzhen. Just look at this. 40 years ago, this place was a sleepy little fishing village. That's it. And now, it's one of the most advanced, futuristic tech hubs on the entire planet. The speed of that change, it's honestly hard to even get your head around. Yeah, this quote just nails it. It's a city that's not about history, but about possibility. It's almost like a giant laboratory, a blank slate, where China is just experimenting with what tomorrow could look like, building a future powered by ambition, by energy, and by just pure raw possibility. Okay, now get ready for a fact that might just blow your mind. It completely flips the script on what you probably think a megacity looks like. We all picture Hong Kong as this incredibly dense, vertical jungle of concrete and glass, right? But the reality is, well, it's pretty shocking. An incredible 70% of its land is actually nature, parks, forests, even hidden beaches. It's the perfect modern-day example of that core idea we started with, balance. And that brings us full circle, right back to the central theme of our whole journey today. From the ancient, timeless philosophy of yin and yang to the head-spanning speed of a city like Shenzhen, you realize that China is a story of incredible contrasts. So it leaves us with this one big question. How does a civilization manage to hold on so tightly to thousands of years of history, while at the very same time it's racing to build the future? Now that is the ultimate balancing act.